It was an afternoon like another for Dr. Emily Martinson, the splendid human scientist who were working tirelessly for years on a modern discovery that might trade the path of records. She had been holed up in her pinnacle secret research facility on the outskirts of Seattle, surrounded by means of a navy of superior AI assistants, cutting-edge equipment, and a plethora of exceptional materials from the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Her hair, normally tied again in a messy bun, now hung free around her shoulders as she paced backward and forward in the front of her largest test butt. The device hummed quietly, its glowing blue and green crystals pulsing with energy. Emily glanced at the clock on her desk. It turned into almost time. She took a deep breath, steadying her nerves, and organized herself for what may want to thoroughly be the most important second of her life. As the countdown on her computer reached 0, Emily threw the transfer, enticing the system's middle. There became a dazzling flash of mild, and whilst it cleared, the room became eerily silent. Her heart pounding in her chest, Emily carefully approached the manipulate panel. She hesitated for a moment, palms trembling slightly, earlier than typing within the command that could determine the fate of her discovery. With a smooth chime, the computer showed that the system become whole. Emily let out a shaky breath, her shoulders slumping with alleviation. As she leaned returned in her chair, watching up on the ceiling, she could not help however smile. It had labored. She had performed it. The universe turned into about to change forever. Her AI assistants, sensing her triumph, started out to buzz with exhilaration, congratulating her and discussing the consequences of her discovery in hushed tones. Emily's mind, however, was elsewhere. She could not assist but marvel about the reactions of the human beings again on Earth. Would they recognize the importance of her achievement? Would they admire the sacrifices she had made to get right here? She notioned approximately her family, her pals, the colleagues she had left in the back of. Would they be proud of her? Or might they think she had deserted them for the sake of her paintings? A pang of guilt stabbed at her chest as she notioned about the lengthy hours she had put in, the weekend she had spent in her lab, and the vacations she had missed. Emily forced these thoughts apart, reminding herself that she had constantly known the dangers. She had constantly regarded that her paintings should trade the world. And now, subsequently, it had come to fruition. With a renewed feel of purpose, she stood up from her chair and addressed her AI assistants. "All right, team," as she said, her voice consistent and confident. "It's time to contact Earth and let them realize what we've got finished." There was a murmur of settlement from the AIs, and that they quick started working, coordinating the transmission of Emily's discovery to the suitable authorities returned on Earth. As they worked, Emily took a second to survey her surroundings, marveling on the achievement of her gadget. The air around her crackled with electricity, and the experience of opportunity became palpable. Hours handed, and the AIs persevered to paintings tirelessly, updating Emily on their development. Finally, there has been a chime, and the computer displayed a message from Earth. Emily hesitated for a second before commencing it, her coronary heart racing with anticipation. The words "we've been anticipating you" flashed throughout the screen, and she or he let out a shaky breath. It seemed that her issues were unfounded. The International became prepared for her discovery. With renewed vigor, Emily started planning for the following phase of her adventure. She could want to paintings intently with the scientists and governments of Earth to make certain that her invention turned into used responsibly and for the betterment of all lifestyles within the galaxy. There might be demanding situations, of course, but she had confronted them before and come out more potent. As the sun started to set outside her window, casting a warm glow throughout the lab, Emily allowed herself a moment of quiet reflection. She had done it. She had changed the arena. And the best became yet to return. Her AI assistants, sensing her contemplative temper, fell silent, content material to let her enjoy this uncommon moment of solitude. They knew that from now on, their lives might never be the identical. They had been not simply lab assistants, they were part of something bigger, something historical. Emily's thoughts drifted lower back to her own family and pals lower back on Earth. She couldn't assist but surprise what they have been doing at that genuine second, in the event that they had heard the news but. She imagined their faces, lit up with surprise and satisfaction, and a tear escaped her eye. She knew that, despite the fact that she turned into light years away, they could constantly be with her, in spirit. As the mild faded from the sky, Emily stood up from her chair and stretched, feeling a new feel of purpose route through her veins. She had greater paintings to do, more worlds to explore, extra discoveries to make. And she could not wait to get started out. The AIs, sensing her renewed strength, buzzed to lifestyles around her, eager to speak about their subsequent move. Emily listened closely, nodding alongside as they mentioned their plans for similarly studies and improvement. She knew that the street beforehand could be long and hard, but she additionally knew that she changed into prepared. She had confronted extra challenges than this, and she had constantly pop out on pinnacle. As the stars began to twinkle into view, Emily became to deal with her AI assistants one final time. Let's try this, she stated, her voice sturdy and determined. Let's explore the galaxy, and allow us make this global a better place. Her AIs, sensing her solve, formed into a holographic photograph of a spaceship, racing across the celebrities. Emily smiled, understanding that they were ready. They were prepared to take at the universe, collectively. As they continued to work, Emily found herself reflecting on the adventure that had added her to this second. She remembered the lengthy hours in the lab, the past due nights spent poring over equations, the limitless trial and error. But she also remembered the pleasure she felt while all of it came together, whilst she noticed her invention for the first time, and the exhilaration she felt as she shared it with the arena. She concept returned to her circle of relatives, her parents who had usually advocated her interest and her brother who had teased her mercilessly, however were one among her largest supporters all along. She wondered what they have been doing now, if they had visible any news of her discovery. A pang of homesickness struck her, but it changed into quick changed by means of a renewed feel of reason. As they neared their vacation spot, Emily commenced to sense a mix of anticipation and trepidation. She knew that this new world might be in contrast to anything she had ever skilled, but she was determined to make the maximum of it. She had been given an unprecedented present, the hazard to form the future of no longer just her planet, but of countless others. And she became ready to seize it. The AIs endured to work tirelessly, updating her on their progress, as they neared the planet they had been dispatched to look at. Emily leaned forward in her chair, her eyes fixed on the photograph of the verdant world before them. She should feel the gravity of the scenario weighing on her, but she also felt a thrill of excitement coursing through her veins. We're here, one of the AIs introduced, breaking into her mind. Emily nodded, taking a deep breath as they commenced their descent in the direction of the planet's floor. The airlock hissed open, and Emily stepped out onto the foreign soil, taking her first tentative steps on a world that changed into now not her very own. She knew that she'd become approximately to embark on an extraordinary journey, one that might take a look at her power, her resilience, and her potential to adapt. But she additionally knew that she become now not by myself. Her AIs had been along with her, and they might see this via to the quit, collectively. As they installation camp and started out to gather statistics, Emily could not help however sense a feel of wonder and awe wash over her. The globe around her turned into teeming with existence, each species intertwined in a delicate dance of survival. She knew that her paintings right here become not just about exploring a new planet, but about preserving it, approximately ensuring that it remained a haven for life for generations to come. And she decided to do just that. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, Emily and her AIs continued their work, their bond developing stronger with each passing moment. They confronted challenges and setbacks, but they persisted, for they knew that their efforts were now not just for themselves, but for the betterment of all. And in that know-how, they observed strength. One day, as they had been carrying out a survey of a far-flung place of the planet, they stumbled upon a cave gadget that appeared to house an historic civilization. Emily's coronary heart raced with excitement as they carefully explored the caverns, uncovering artifacts and clues that pointed to a sophisticated tradition that had as soon as thrived on this global. It turned into a discovery that could change the path of records, and Emily knew that she had performed a part in it. As they endured to take a look at the historical civilization, Emily discovered herself reflecting on her personal adventure, at the route that had led her right here. She realized that she had come full circle, from a curious baby fascinated by the celebrities, to a respected scientist and explorer, and now to someone who changed into a part of the invention of a brand new international, one that would trade the path of records. It changed into awareness that filled her with a profound experience of delight and wonder. As they organized to return to Earth, Emily knew that her paintings become a ways from over. There would be more planets to explore, more mysteries to uncover, greater worlds to change. But she additionally knew that she had observed her cause, her calling, and that not anything might ever be able to take that far from her. And for that, she became endlessly thankful.